neiba ne bw'osiika otyo nno namugema talya mu kyalo ne bwe bwebyula okomayo nze sidda mu kyalo bawonde agenda kuse omwana avaawa kuse simuganya kulya obwo bumpwankimpwanki obumulindeyo muzikava avaawa kuse and I make sure nti akuse simuganya kulya obwo bumpwankimpwanki obumulindeyo muzikava pulira mu kava beewaana okusiika bubakafulu mu kusiika kale nange nja kusiika.
I travelled to Uganda and Kenya with members of the International Development Select Committee to look at DFID's work on education in East Africa, especially getting girls and marginalised children into school and staying there and learning. There are so many challenges, and several models of education have cropped up to meet those different challenges. In Uganda, we split our time between Kampala and Jinja, making a diversion to a landing site on the shores of Lake Victoria. Now, whether the school had fees or was a free government-run school, there seemed to be costs attached for the parents. They certainly had to pay for uniforms and food, but sometimes had to contribute towards energy costs and other additional payments, so it was difficult to get a comparison between schools. The Bridge group of schools had an innovative approach to consistent teaching throughout their chain, with teachers using tablets to deliver lesson plans, although they seemed too reliant on reading what was in front of them rather than using their teaching skills. Peas, another fee-paying school, was superb in keeping girls safe and secure, encouraging them to develop life skills and demonstrating great teaching across several subjects. The government schools had some energetic teachers engaging the children, albeit in rota teaching. I was very taken with the children giving themselves flowers, the delightful Ugandan equivalent of a pat on the back. We saw one project which sought to engage children that were hard to reach before getting them into mainstream school. Resources are scarce, which means that the government can barely manage to deliver the core education, so it's interesting to see the way this centre innovated using dance to help teach children with learning disabilities how to count. It was interesting to see how Icelandic Aid specialised in helping fishing villages, which reflected their own dependency on the sea. Just them building a latrine for a village next to the school had a huge effect on education in that remote area. All in all, I learnt an incredible amount about the impact DFID was having, not just on the children directly, but the overall development world, leveraging money from other sources because of their involvement and sharing their considerable expertise. Uganda was an amazing experience. The scenery was stunning. The people were wonderful. Children, even in the most raggedy clothes in makeshift buildings, were proud and keen to learn. They all loved the selfie and were mesmerised when they saw themselves on camera. There's a lot to do and a lot to change, but through education, Uganda can bring through an enlightened and educated generation that can meet the challenges ahead.